Ask and shall receive. Today, we're assembling the Best Choice Products Play Corner Kitchen. Let's take a look. Whoa. All right, let me unbox this thing. All right, I'm gonna. That's really heavy, actually. Slice her open. Yeah. Here we go. Oh God. Oh God. This is really heavy. Okay. You know what we do next. We're gonna organize it all out. This is gonna take me a minute. What if I just like set them all up here? 16, 16, 27, 27. Mike Trout's number. 19, I think we're ready. Okay, so I just laid everything out in front of me. I have it going from 1 all the way to 50, hoping that this helps. I prefer organization, but you build however you feel is right. I'm now going to open the box with all of our hardware and accessories, and let's get started. We've got the nice little phone, got the little buttons, you got handles, of course the pots and pans, your sink, your fridge, ice thingy, and then of course all of the hardware. So let me organize this and then we'll get started. We have our handy dandy instruction manual. I'm warning you, this is anticipated to take up to 120 minutes. So steps 1 through 6 are going to be before assembly. It is very straightforward. You are just going to take the pieces and pre-assemble them, making the whole actual corner kitchen assembly a little bit easier. So I am going to do that off camera, and I will meet up with you guys again at step 7. All right, so I've got all of the pre-assembly done. I was essentially just adding little details like door handles. We added our little ice machine and all kinds of things to make this easier. So we have our catches. We've got these things that help the doors move. And now we are going to pick up at step 7. We are now going to begin assembling the actual corner kitchen. Let's do it. Who's ready to go to Dowel City? Because we've got tons of dowels that we're going to be using. For part 7, I'm going to be attaching part 31 and part 35 to start our base out. 35, see, I like to go by shapes. And 31. We're going to be using lots of dowels and part A's for this whole assembly. A screws, wooden dowels. I'm gonna start with this facing the back, and then we're gonna put 31 this way, like this. So I'm gonna throw the dowels in here. They're going to be going on the inner circles. You can just follow the imagery, or me right here doing it. I'm gonna pop it in. You wanna make sure that the colors line up. You don't want it to be the wrong way, but mistakes happen. I am destined to mess up at some point. Boop, boop, boop. I'm taking these part A screws and we're just going to secure this together, kind of creating that base. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to step 8. We're going to need parts 24 and 25. I already went ahead and did that little door hinge thingy in our pre-assembly. Another important thing when assembling this bad boy, you want to make sure all your ridges line up with one another so those backboards slide in smoothly. It's all in the details. I'm gonna face this towards me, and then we're going to have 24 on this side and then 25 on this side, with this side up and facing out. This is part 25, this is part 24. And we're gonna attach them like this, and notice how all these ridges are going to line up together. So let's take some dowels and some A screws. We're also going to be connecting part 30, which is that oven knobs, the oven knobs. So let's go one step at a time here. We're gonna dowel everything. Okay, no dowels, we're screwing straight in. So we're gonna take part 24 first. I'm gonna like pre-put these in so I can kind of line up where they go, and then boom. And now we screw. All right, there's one side, and now I'm gonna tighten this side down. This is gonna be a long one, folks. Okay, we're now going to add our little dials. Make sure they're going the right way, but we're gonna add them with V screws. These guys. It's gonna lay like right here, like this, with the V screws. And the way you can tell it's the right way is the words would be upside down if it wasn't. Okay, we're gonna take our V screws and I'm gonna go one side at a time. Just kind of line it up here with the wood in the back. Sorry, I'm gonna just get one on each side so that way it like stands on its own. Okay, now we've got a base. That's it for step 8. Let's move on to step 9, which is going to be attaching our side bases so that it extends out. We're gonna start on this side, closest to 24, meaning I'm gonna use parts 34 and 33. Okay, so part 9 is gonna be using a couple different parts. So I'm going to start on the side closest to part 24 on this base we just built. I'm going to be using part 33 and 34 right now, as well as part 9. So this is where it gets dowel-y. A bit dowel-y. Dowel on this side here. I'm gonna go dowel 1, 2, and those are going to go here. We're gonna slide these in. Yes. And again, we want this edge to line up with this. So we're going to do our darndest. We're going to dowel a couple more times here and here. And then there's a hole here that will line up like that. And we're gonna use a part A screw to connect this part 33 to part 34. I know what you're thinking, why wouldn't you connect it first? But that's not what it wanted me to do. So I'm just gonna screw part A in, securing this other half of our base. There we go. Boom. Next, we're gonna do part 9, edges in the back, and we're going to secure it with part A screws and some dowels. We're gonna dowel this really quick. And then we're gonna secure them all with screws. Again, this lining up in the back. And then I'm gonna use part A screws to secure it on this side. Here, and here. And then do the little screw thingy. Okay, we're gonna attach the bottom securely now with part V. Go in. There we go. And now I need part V screws. And this is gonna be a bit of an awkward angle, but I'm gonna have to go like under the hood.
Let's take a look under the hood.
Like I actually do need to get down here. Hey. Okay, dance break. Okay. We attached part 9 and part 34 and 33 over here. So now I'm gonna move this way and we're gonna attach parts 41 and 42. This is gonna be very similar. So again, the ridges. The ridges are gonna be a big factor in helping you line up a lot of this. And then this will go on the bottom like we did before. And they will be connected by, you guessed it, dowels. So let me grab some dowels over here. As the kitchen gets bigger, this is all gonna like be pushed everywhere. So we're going to dowel the side and dowel the top of part 42. And then we're gonna take some part V screws. So I'm gonna dowel this in first. I think these ones, yeah. And then this will go on top of this. Yeah. And then I'm gonna use part V screws like we did to the other side. I'm gonna get in under here and secure them in. It's traumatizing. I'm traumatized. Be so careful. It's not. We're at the point right now in our build that this isn't sturdy yet, so like any movement. So we just finished part 9, reluctantly. I am going to give you one little tip. Follow me this way. Attach this part 42. Last. Screw this in first and then attach part 42. Trust me, it'll make your life a little bit easier. So you attach this first and then the bottom, part 42, last after you screw this in. It'll just be like a little more helpful and you'll thank me later. And also, learn from my mistakes. Since this side is smaller, attach part 42 and 41 first and then the other side. Now we are going to move on to step 10 and 11. All right, we're going to move on to step 10. We're going to be adding part 12 and part 47. So let me locate those parts really quickly. That way I can add them. Okay, 12 is gonna be attached to this side, to the wall of part 24. Here, we're gonna like put it in the middle like this. And then let me locate part 47 here. And then part 47 is gonna be attached to this side. Or should I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and do this side first. Yeah. Dowel and part A screw. I like got angry earlier and kicked all of my part A screws out of the back. Part A screw. It's gonna be in the more bottom-ish hole. Yeah, you just wanna make sure that this part is facing up. So I'm gonna line this up and then my unprepared, slow and steady, they win the race. There we go. Okay, this is also like gonna start, I think this is where our sink goes. If you're starting to see it come together. We're gonna go to this side, do the similar thing, some dowels and some part A screws. So for this part, I'm going to take part 12 and attach it here with the same equipment, the same hardware. We're going to use dowels and part A screws. For this part, you just wanna make sure that pink line is in the front. It could be helpful to have someone hold this while you screw them in, but I'm independent. Okay, so that is it for step 10. We're now gonna move on to step 11, which is our sink. Oh, heck yeah, okay. So we attached the faucet in our pre-assembly, and now we are going to attach it to the kitchen. You're gonna need 2 part A screws and then some more dowels. Okay, it's gonna be attached to this top hole here. I thought it was gonna go on top, but no, it's gonna go inside. Yeah, for this one, the dowels go on the outside holes. And then I'm going to, there we go. Oh, dang, dang. She's coming together. Okay, now I'm gonna secure it down with 2 part A screws. Okay, so I attached the sink. That's it for part 11. Now let's move on to part 12. So now we're going to move on to part 12. And this part is going to be a lot of the backgrounds. We're gonna be sliding these bad boys in. Part 16. So now we are going to be inserting part 27, our little backboard thingies. And we are going to be using this little piece right here. It is not trash, it is an important piece. Part 50. So place part 50, oven center support, and then this, and then this. Super easy. And then we're gonna take part 16 and just slide that in on the side here. Boop. Okay, that's it for step 12. Let's move on to step 13. We're gonna start building up. Boom, I'm a lot closer to you now. We're going to assemble step 13 first, and then we will attach it to the big kitchen. So I have parts 22, 18, and 26. Again, with all of our pre-assembly things attached. So now we are going to attach them all together. I'm going to attach this one, part 22, this way, and then we'll attach part 18. I'm gonna put dowels in the outside holes on part 26 on the floor here. All right, there, there. We're going to be attaching these with part A screws. You're gonna wanna make sure that these are the right way, so you want your little door catch to be closest towards you if you're assembling it, like me. So we'll do this, and then I will take an A screw. I'm gonna angle it like this. Okay, boom. One side, all of our ridges are lined up, and then we're gonna do the same thing to this side, making sure that ridge is on the outside. So I'm gonna attach it this way, and then screw it in. You gotta get in some uncomfortable positions sometimes. Okay, we did it! We did it, we did it, we did it. We're gonna attach this to the kitchen behind me. Okay, so I have the first section of our step 13 done. We are now going to come attach it to this side. But first, actually, I'm gonna need to dowel the holes right here. So what we're gonna do is put dowels on these side holes, and then we're going to use V screws to secure it. We doweled the guy down. I didn't mean to. Okay, and now I'm going to, and I'm gonna come around to the front. Let's see what's under the hood. That's a Cat in the Hat reference, in case you didn't get it last time. Okay, I actually do though, have to go under the hood. Oh, this is how they do it. Why weren't you gonna let me? Wow, I was all, wow, I'm sorry. I'm breaking a sweat. Okay, so we just attached this little oven part to our whole base. That was the end of part 13. We now have a good amount of our foundation done, so the rest should be easy from here. Should be, hopefully. On to step 14. All right, so let's continue with step 14. We're just gonna be attaching more things with more dowels and part A screws, so let's do it. I'm going to take part 13 and part 15. I'm gonna start on this end. So over here, 13 and 15. Boop, 15, 13. Dowels, part A screws. This is going to be like the outside of our microwave. You wanna make sure that your pink side is facing out. You don't want the wood showing. So I'm gonna put dowels in the sides here. And this one with a part A screw will go right here. And then I'm gonna screw it in. Okay, so there's that. And then we're gonna do this part, which is going to be the top of our microwave. This is part 13. I'm gonna pre-put 2 wooden dowels in it, so the wood side will be facing up. And then we're gonna secure it to right here with a part A screw, just like we did before. I've got that. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got that nice and tight on there. Now I'm gonna go to the other side and add parts 8, 36, and 44. So, one of these is 36. This one I got lucky. I'm gonna take more dowels and part A screws over here. We're kind of just gonna do the same thing and attach more of these shelf thingies. So I have 36 and I just need 8, which is gonna be on the other side. Boom, and then I'm gonna take part 8 right here, double dowel it, dowel, making sure this ridge is in the back. We're going to attach it up here with a part A screw. And now I just need to slide in part 44. Give it a little love tap. And that's the end of step 14. We are now going to put our sink together. So this is going to be the front of our sink. Super easy. You just put them all together with pegs. Okay. So we are putting together parts 46, 48, and 49. You're gonna wanna slide this through first, your little base of your sink. It's white on both sides, but this is kind of the challenging part because it is all held together by pegs. You're gonna wanna put pegs on this side right here, keeping it together. It's gonna seem unstable right now, but once we add this side wall, it'll really, hold it in there. All right, so we're on to step 16. Brace yourself. This is going to take a lot of dowels and a lot of A screws. So I'm just gonna start doing it. To be specific, you will need 13 dowels and 10 A screws. So let's do it. I'm gonna start doweling this guy up. So I put all the dowels in place, and right now I am securing part 38 before I attach the whole sidewall. Okay, so now I'm gonna take part 45. Now we're going to attach it to all of these dowels and secure them with a bunch of A screws. Last time I did this, I remember it falling on my head. And we're just gonna hope for the best. A screws at the top will be 2. One here and one here. That kind of helps, like the big holes, that's where you're gonna put the screws. One step at a time. And then I'm just gonna do this like all the way down and hope that this doesn't fall on my head. All right, and we're gonna put one here and one here. And we're gonna screw those into place. I'm keeping them a little loose just so I can work my way down and then we'll tighten them. But I just wanna make sure everything gets doweled and in the correct place. Okay, and that's it for step 16 and 1/2 of our kitchen. All right, so we're moving on to step 17. I've got part 8, 2 dowels and an A screw, and we're gonna attach it right here. So I'm gonna throw our 2 dowels in on the side. Again, you want that ridge to line up in the back. Pop it right on top of these 2 pegs, dowels. I'm gonna secure that in over here with an A screw. Okay. Next, now I've got part 10, this nice, beautiful marble this nice, beautiful marble backsplash, and we're gonna slide it into place. Earlier, I forgot to put part 16 in, user error. Don't do that, it's now in. Okay, but we're gonna slide our beautiful backsplash in, and this is also gonna help make it a little more sturdy too. That's the end of that one. That's the end of step 17, now on to step 18. Okay, so for step 18, I'm gonna take part 6, 4, and 2, and attach them. And this is all gonna be done with some A screws. Okay, and that's it for our step 18. Okay, so for step 19, we're gonna attach what we just did to the rest of the unit and secure it. I'm gonna dowel all of this, and then I'll see you when we're doing the A screws. Okay, so I've got my dowels in. Now it's time to attach this bad boy. There we go. So I'm just gonna start screwing them and work my way down with A screws. But I'm letting you know, right here next to these hinges, or next to this door catch, is that what it's called, a door catch? We will be using 2 V screws down here, but the rest will be A screws. And that's the end of step 19. Let's keep going. On to step 20. Okay, so for part 20, we are going to attach this whole side wall. We are going to keep doing what we've been doing. I'm gonna add all the dowels and secure it with some part A screws. So let's do it. There, There we go. All right, and I'm putting the last screw right here in the corner to secure this wall. That's it for step 20. Now we're gonna move on to step 21, which will be attaching our microwave and sliding in some of the back walls. Whoosh. 21. But first, before I attach that microwave, I'm gonna slide this bad boy. Okay, backdrop, microwave, let's do it. So for step 21, we're going to put our microwave on. For this step, you're gonna wanna attach a part P. You're gonna wanna attach one first, put it in place, and then attach the second one. Trust me. Whew, that was stressful. All right, that's it for step 21. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to step 22, which is just gonna be to attach the top of this little side with some wooden dowels and part A screws. Oh, look, wooden dowels and part A screws. All right, that's it for step 22. We're almost there. Now let's move on to step 23. Okay, so for step 23, I have pieces 19 and 21, and we are going to boop, attach them right here with some more dowels and part A screws. Boop. Step 23, that was it. Okay, so for step 24, I'm just taking piece 20 and sliding it in. On to step 25. Okay, so I went ahead and did step 25 off camera. This is just like the overhead, the oven overhead. And now we are going to move on to step 26, which is attaching it to the base we got working on here. You're gonna use 2 A screws, and there's 2 little holes right here. Boop, boop. We're gonna secure that to the back of the oven light we created. So, I'm gonna go one at a time here, kind of just holding the top to support it, and then I will screw it in. All right, and that was step 26. Now I'm going to move on to step 27, which is just attaching the final roof with piece 17. Okay. I am just securing these last couple of A screws down, and then we will have the roof of our kitchen. Okay, so that's it for step 27. Now let's move on to step 28. Okay, for steps 28 and 29, we are going to start attaching all of our doors. Kind of similar to how we did the microwave. You're gonna start with one end and then attach the other end after it's been placed inside. So, I'm gonna put this one, part 37, under the sink over here. So I'll drop it in. Then I will take one of our little, what are these called? Spinny thingies. I'm gonna rotate it and slide the door in. And then you can't see, but over here, I'm gonna screw it with some part F screws. All right, next door. And there's the fridge. Okay, so the beginning of step 30 is me attaching the oven. All right. All right, last but not least, you get these neat little organization bins. Just gonna throw them together, boom, and boom. They fold away super easily, and then I'm just going to slide them into place here. Guys, we did it. All right, we did it. We built the corner kitchen. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello? I guess we're done. Oh, that's a really good idea. He said to make sure to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. No, I'm not busy right now.